Time for the last action. Let's roll the dice, see what we get. We've got only a difference of 2. This has been a really quick turn. 2, and the Confederates actually have the first go. So I think this actually worked out pretty well for the Confederates. A low dice differential phase, so a low activation phase that they have the initiative on. Because in turn 4, coming up, this is the last action phase of turn 3. In turn 4, Kentucky is going to become automatically a Union-controlled border state. So now the South actually has an opportunity to invade it and grab a couple of resource hexes, or a couple of objective hexes before that has a chance to occur, and get the bonus from holding on to those at the beginning of the turn. So the Army of the Tennessee is going to move out of Missouri, 1, 2, into Columbus, Kentucky, and then they're going to fortify themselves there. That's going to have the effect now violating Kentucky's neutrality, and that will put Kentucky now in Union control a little bit before they would have automatically joined Union control. So let's go ahead and mark that. So now on their turn, the Union will be able to place these Kentucky militia at will. And we forgot to put the West Virginia militia out there. So that's one of their activations. The next activation, they're going to take Hardee and his 2 SPs and move him from Clarksville 1, 2, 3 to Bowling Green. Unfortunately, not enough SPs to entrench themselves in Bowling Green, but nonetheless, they grabbed another objective hex in a border state. So now we've got to roll again for attrition for Bragg's stack. Again, anything but a 6 means no change. Oh, he lost a SP. He's down to 1 SP in Charleston. Now, the Union would like to have about 5 or 6 activations, but it's only got the 2. So it's going to charge across from Evansville to Henderson, and from New Albany to Louisville isn't completely necessary right now. It was necessary to cover Henderson. Something else we could do is move the Army of the Tennessee and entrench it, thinking that the Confederate Army of the Tennessee, once they've established control of Columbus, might come after us. Or we could do something naval. We could try to invade the southern coast. There's a port in Georgia that we could grab that could hurt the Confederate blockade. Even though it's not going to hurt their SP builds this turn, it's nonetheless possible that it could contribute to the increasing maintenance cost, depending on how the Confederates roll the dice. We could also try to clear out Charleston so that Burnside could head back east without having to worry about things, but I think it's more likely now that Burnside is going to keep heading west into Kentucky. These 2 SPs up by Wheeling are a little out of place, might have wasted some time putting them there. So considering all of these possible things, I think it's more likely, or I think it's a better idea to try to put pressure on the Confederate Army of the Tennessee in Columbus, Kentucky, by moving the Union Army of the Tennessee up to Buffington, which removes Confederate control, and then entrenching them there. Finally, the Union is also going to place Kentucky militia in Louisville. This will have the effect of covering crossing from New Albany into Louisville, should Hardee approach up to Shepherdsville and potentially intercept a Union movement into Louisville. Also, West Virginia, which we've forgotten to deploy this militia for a long time, we're going to put it up here in Grafton just to guard against any possible Confederate movement up to Parkersburg and then back east into western Maryland. So in the in-phase segment, the only thing that has to happen is that the South has to roll for completion of their single ironclad in Norfolk. And they didn't complete it.